Daughter, was $5,000 a month not enough for you? My mother's voice cut through the sterile hospital room like glass. I was cradling my newborn daughter when she said it, eyes wide in disgust at the peeling wall paint, the flimsy curtain, the shared bathroom. I blinked. What, 5,000? Her gaze sharpened. The money I sent you every month since you got married. Through your husband. For your living expenses. Did he not? Just then, the door opened, and in walked my husband and mother-in-law, wearing luxury coats, holding designer bags, and carrying a bouquet that cost more than my hospital stay. They froze when they saw my mother. Her expression turned to ice. Tell me she knew about the money. Tell me you used it for her and the baby. My husband stammered. My mother-in-law looked away. My heart plummeted. I looked at the bouquet, then at my baby, then at the cheap room, the cheap food, the hand-me-down stroller from a neighbor. The past 3 years unraveled in my head like a cruel joke. They stole it, every dollar, and used my daughter and me as their excuse. My mother stepped forward. Get up. We're going home. I didn't move, because I had questions first. I didn't say a word for a long moment. I just stared at them. My husband's pale face, my mother-in-law's trembling hands. Answer her. I finally said, my voice low. Where did the money go? My husband cleared his throat. We used it for the house. For bills. Things you wouldn't understand. $5,000 a month? My mom scoffed. She's in a shared hospital room. The stroller looks like it's been through a war. Where did it really go? Silence. My mother-in-law broke first. We had debts. Your daughter lives here rent-free. We cook for her. We clean. You're lying, I said quietly. I remembered the hunger cramps. The nights I skipped meals so our baby could eat. The hospital bill I nearly didn't pay. The prenatal vitamins I had to beg my friend for. Rent-free. I repeated. I gave you every check I earned from tutoring. Every freelance dollar I made on maternity leave. My husband's jaw clenched. You were never supposed to know. But now I do, I said. My mother turned to me. Pack your things. You and the baby are coming with me. I looked at my daughter, asleep in my arms. Then I turned to them and whispered, not until I make this official. Their faces twisted in confusion. Because I wasn't walking away, I was documenting. I reached for my purse and pulled out a small black folder. Inside were copies, not originals. I wasn't stupid. Bank statements. Hospital bills. The signed agreement from months ago where my husband promised to handle rent if I took care of all pregnancy expenses. And at the very bottom, screenshots. Cash transfers. Withdrawals. My mother's monthly deposits. Did you think I never checked the joint account? I said. My husband's face went blank. My mother-in-law's mouth opened, but no words came. I noticed the missing funds 3 months ago. I continued. So I stopped eating out. I wore the same old maternity jeans until they ripped. I canceled all my doctor's appointments except the ones I absolutely needed. I was saving every penny to survive. My mother's voice trembled. Why didn't you say something earlier? Because I needed proof, I said. They would have twisted it. My husband stepped forward. Wait, listen, we were going to replace it. Don't, I said, raising a hand. The baby's clothes came from Facebook Marketplace. I had to beg your cousin for diapers last week. And you replaced a TV with gold-trimmed speakers. He froze. I didn't call the police, I whispered. Yet. My husband backed up slowly. Then I turned to my mom and said, help me finish this. The right way. My mother took the folder from my hands, flipping through every page with trembling fingers. Her lips thinned as she read. I sent you that money so you could live with dignity while raising your child, she said softly. But you are living like you were abandoned. I nodded, eyes burning, because I was. My mother's gaze shifted slowly to my husband. Where's the $35,000, Daniel? He stammered. We used some of it for home improvements. My mother needed help with her mortgage. And the rest, She raised an eyebrow. The rest? Crypto, he muttered. I felt my breath catch. Crypto? That's where my safety net vanished? You gambled away your child's future, my mom snapped. Mrs. Carlton, the social worker I had secretly requested, stepped into the room just then. Apologies, but I'm here for a scheduled welfare check. I had made the call the day after giving birth, when the hospital refused to release me without a responsible adult present. My husband had ignored me. My mother-in-law was busy. And I sat in that hospital bed alone. Now, with a room full of witnesses, I simply nodded. I'd like to make a formal report, I said. My mother stepped beside me. We both would. Mrs. Carlton's eyes softened. This changes everything. Daniel lunged forward, panic twisting his face. Wait, we can fix this. You don't need to involve anyone else. But Mrs. Carlton was already writing notes. You've had access to her finances, and she's just given birth. This qualifies as financial abuse, possibly coercive control. My mother-in-law scoffed. Oh, please. She lived here for free. We fed her, clothed her. From my own money. I cut in, my voice finally firm. Every grocery receipt, every baby item, every doctor visit, I paid for it all. You just took the credit. My mother held up her phone. And here are the bank transfer records, all $5,000 monthly payments, like clockwork. Until last week. Daniel's face drained. You called your bank? I called 3 banks, she replied coldly, and froze every shared account that had my daughter's name attached. Mrs. Carlton turned to me. Would you like us to escort you home to collect your things? My eyes didn't leave Daniel as I nodded. Yes, but only my things. Nothing they bought with my money. The silence was thick as I stood, stronger than I'd felt in months. My mom's hand found mine, steady and warm. Don't worry, she whispered. You're coming home. Behind me, Daniel finally crumbled. Please, he begged. But I kept walking. The apartment looked the same, at first. But now I saw everything differently. The expensive nursery set? Bought with my money. The fridge stocked with imported snacks? My bank account. The diamond earrings my mother-in-law flaunted at church? They'd charged them to my name. Daniel followed us, babbling excuses, while Mrs. Carlton calmly recorded every word. My mother walked beside me in silence, eyes scanning the home she once thought I'd chosen freely. I packed with precision. Just the baby's clothes, my laptop, my journals, and one small suitcase. As I zipped it shut, Daniel tried again. You're blowing this out of proportion. Look at this place. We were doing great. We had everything. I turned slowly. You had everything. I had debt I didn't know about, stretch marks and silence. He froze. My mother-in-law stepped in. You'll regret this. No man will ever treat you like Daniel did. God, I hope not, I said flatly. Mrs. Carlton interjected. If you have any further contact with her without consent, we'll escalate to court. I stepped outside, baby in my arms, heart thudding. For the first time, I wasn't leaving in shame. I was walking away in power. Behind me, the door slammed. But I didn't flinch, because I knew exactly what I'd be slamming next. My mom's house felt smaller than I remembered, but every corner held something real. No lies, no luxury bought on someone else's back. Just warmth. The bassinet was already set up beside my old bed. My baby gurgled softly, unaware we were rebuilding. That night, I showed my mother the bank statements. Her hands shook as she scanned each forged withdrawal, the fake budget emails Daniel had sent from a burner account. He planned this, she whispered. From the start. I nodded. They let me believe I was poor so they could live rich. Mrs. Carlton returned the next morning. We traced the transactions. Every gift, every luxury, every bill, all under your name. You're entitled to full legal action. I don't want revenge, I said. I want justice. Quietly, smartly. And so we started. The loan companies were contacted. Fraud investigations opened. The trust my grandfather had left for me, hidden for years, was unfrozen after we showed proof of manipulation. My name was cleared and the financial weight lifted, one document at a time. Meanwhile, Daniel and his mother were summoned to court. As I stood outside the courthouse with my baby on my hip, I realized something powerful. I wasn't fighting to get back what I'd lost. I was fighting to protect what I'd just begun. Court day arrived like a quiet storm. Daniel walked in confidently, flanked by his mother and a high-priced lawyer. But when the judge began reading the evidence, the forged documents, the stolen trust funds, the maternity bills paid with my inheritance, his smirk vanished. The courtroom fell silent when I stood to read my statement. I didn't come here to destroy anyone, I began. But when someone steals your peace, your trust, and your future, you don't stay silent. You rise, not with rage, but with clarity. Daniel's lawyer tried to object, but the judge raised a hand. I continued. I brought life into this world, and I won't let that life grow up learning that silence is survival. My child will know truth.
And strength.
And dignity. The judge ruled in my favor. Full financial restitution. Frozen accounts. A protective order. And the final blow. Daniel's mother was charged with fraud and conspiracy. As they were escorted out, Daniel looked back at me. He opened his mouth, but I didn't need to hear it. Outside, my mother hugged me tightly. My baby giggled in my arms. I didn't win by screaming. I won by showing up, by telling the truth. And when I walked away from that courthouse, I never looked back.